Leadership isn't about titles. It's not about being the boss, making the most money, or intimidating people into following you. Real leadership is influence. It's about being the man others trust, respect, and willingly follow. And here's the truth. Every man has the ability to lead, whether it's in your family, your career, or your community. But leadership isn't handed out. It's earned. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to become that kind of man. Welcome back to the channel, where we focus on building men into the strongest versions of themselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Today's topic is one that separates boys from men: leadership. Most men today shy away from leadership because it feels like pressure. But the reality is, stepping into leadership is what gives you purpose, direction, and respect. And here's the good news. You don't have to be born a leader. You can develop it. You can train it. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll have the blueprint for becoming the kind of leader people naturally want to follow. Leadership begins with responsibility. Every leader starts with one thing: responsibility. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. A man who blames everyone else for his failures, who avoids accountability, will never be trusted as a leader. People don't want excuses, they want stability. Think about it. When something goes wrong, do you point fingers or do you own it? Leaders take ownership, even when the mistake wasn't fully theirs. Because leadership isn't about protecting your ego. It's about protecting the mission. Imagine you're leading a small team at work, and a project deadline is missed. A weak man says, "It's their fault. They didn't do their job." A leader says, "I take responsibility for this. I should have been clearer. I'll fix it." That's the difference. When people see that you own your actions, they trust you more. And trust is the foundation of leadership. So start there. Take responsibility for your life, your health, your finances, your relationships. Once you can manage yourself with accountability, you're ready to lead others. Vision and direction. No one follows a man who doesn't know where he's going. Think about it. Would you get in a car with a driver who has no idea what the destination is? Of course not. Leadership is the same. If you want people to follow you, you need a vision. That vision doesn't have to be world-changing right away. Maybe it's building a stable family. Maybe it's creating a healthy lifestyle that others in your circle look up to. Maybe it's pushing your team at work to reach new levels of success. What matters is that you have direction. You know where you're going, and you communicate it clearly. A man without vision is like a ship without a rudder. He drifts, and everyone around him feels lost too. But a man with vision creates certainty, and certainty is magnetic. People crave it. So ask yourself, where am I leading my life? And where can I invite others to follow? Define that clearly, and you've already stepped into leadership. Communication and influence. Leaders aren't just men of vision. They're men who can communicate that vision. Communication is influence. If you can't express your thoughts clearly, if your words don't align with your actions, people will hesitate to trust you. Being a leader doesn't mean being the loudest man in the room. It means being the clearest. It means speaking with conviction, listening actively, and choosing your words carefully. A true leader doesn't need to shout. His presence carries weight because his words match his actions. For example, when you give someone guidance, don't bark orders. Instead, explain the why. People are far more willing to follow when they understand the purpose. And always, always keep your word. If you break promises, if you say one thing and do another, you lose influence instantly. Strong communication builds trust, and trust is what turns respect into loyalty. Leading by example. People don't follow what you say. They follow who you are. A man who demands discipline from others but has none himself is a hypocrite. A man who expects loyalty but betrays others will never keep followers for long. Leadership is built on example. If you want respect, be consistent. If you want discipline from others, show discipline in your own life. If you want people to trust you, be the kind of man who doesn't compromise his integrity, even when no one's watching. Think about it. Who are the leaders you respect the most? They're not the ones who just told you what to do. They're the ones who lived it. Your example is your loudest voice. So before you ever ask others to step up yourself. Emotional intelligence in leadership. One of the most overlooked qualities of a great leader is emotional intelligence. Too many men think leadership is only about logic, discipline, or control. But here's the truth. If you don't understand people, you can't lead them. Emotional intelligence means you can read the room. You know when someone is stressed, when they're discouraged, when they need encouragement, and when they need tough love. A leader doesn't just push blindly forward. He adjusts based on the emotional state of the people he's guiding. For example, if you're leading a team and you notice morale is dropping, an average man ignores it and keeps demanding results. But a leader acknowledges the human side. He checks in, motivates, and reminds people of the bigger purpose. That doesn't make him soft. It makes him effective. Because leadership is not about dragging people. It's about lifting them. When you develop emotional intelligence, you stop reacting and start responding. You remain calm under stress. You de-escalate conflict, and you connect with people on a deeper level. That's what keeps followers loyal. Not fear, but connection, resilience, and adaptability. Another critical trait of leadership is resilience. Life is unpredictable. Plans fail, obstacles come. And the man who crumbles under pressure cannot be trusted to lead. Resilience means you keep going when others stop. It means you adapt instead of giving up. Think of the greatest leaders in history. They weren't successful because everything went smoothly. They were successful because no matter how many times they got knocked down, they found a way to get back up. As a man, you'll face setbacks. In your career, your relationships, and your personal goals. Things won't always go your way. But here's the difference. When others see you get back up, when they see you adapt and keep pushing, they gain strength from your example. That's leadership. It's not about being perfect. It's about being unbreakable. Courage under pressure. Leadership is easy when things are going well. But the real test comes when everything is falling apart. When there's chaos, uncertainty, or fear, people look to the leader. And in those moments, your calmness becomes their calmness. Your decisiveness becomes their direction. Courage doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you act despite the fear. When you're in a tough situation, whether it's at work, in your family, or in your community, don't collapse. Don't freeze. Stand firm. Show strength. Even if you don't have all the answers, your presence, your steady demeanor, and your willingness to step forward when others step back, that's leadership. Service before ego. A lot of men think leadership is about power, about control, about getting people to do what you want. That's not leadership. That's tyranny. True leadership is service. The greatest leaders in history weren't the ones who demanded loyalty for themselves. They were the ones who sacrificed for the people they led. When you put others first, when you protect them, support them, and help them grow, they give you something more valuable than obedience. They give you respect. And respect lasts far longer than fear. Remember this. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Daily habits that shape leaders. Leadership isn't something you turn on only when the spotlight is on you. It's built in the small, daily habits of your life. The way you wake up in the morning, the discipline you bring to your body, the effort you put into your work, and even the way you treat strangers. All of it builds or breaks your leadership. If you're sloppy, inconsistent, or careless, people notice. And if you're steady, reliable, and intentional, people notice that too. So every day, ask yourself, am I living in a way that others could follow? If the answer is yes, you're building leadership. If the answer is no, adjust immediately. Because leadership is built in the details. At the end of the day, being a leader isn't about commanding people. It's about inspiring them. It's about being the man others look at and think, if he's going that way, I want to go too. And the truth is this: leadership doesn't start with a crowd. It starts with you. Lead yourself first. Lead with discipline. Lead with clarity. Lead with service. And over time, people will naturally begin to follow. If you found value in this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with another man who's ready to step up and lead. Until next time, stay strong, stay disciplined, and keep building yourself into the man you're meant to be.